Hi everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at some of the small visual details in Farming Simulator 2019. So I'm going to skip over the small details on any of the farming equipment itself because it is a simulator that focuses on that stuff. So instead we're going to focus on things like air conditioning units and bicycles. Things that are scattered around the map, which you might not usually see while you're tending to your farm. So here's the map. All these different numbers and coloured squares are different fields. You've also got certain places like the barn and the restaurant and all this, where you can sell your products. And these places you do travel to, so you can expect a certain level of detail there. But there's also other places like houses and where you're not really going because, you know, what business do you have in some dude's backyard? Unless you're me, because I'm going to be creeping around in some dude's backyards today and looking at all the little things they got. In the southeast corner of the map, you can find some junk piles and derelict vehicles. And next to them, you can find some tires. Inside the tires, you've got these bird nests. And then on this building near the beach, you've got another bird nest. We're mainly going to be looking at the town of Ravenport, which, as you can imagine, is a coastal town, and you'll see evidence of that in some of the things we look at, such as this pretty fancy anchor hose reel. Yep, that's pretty good. This one's pretty cool because not only is it a small detail, but it also tells a story. You know, there's this guy here, he's got something wrong with his bicycle, most likely a flat tire. This is called a tower viewer. Did you know that? Well, I didn't, but I do now. So here it is. Check it out. 25 cents. You can stick your eyeballs right there and take a look. Well, what do we have here? Now check it out, we got this drinking fountain and this little pipe thing with the letters FS on it. And there's also this breaker box or something. Now keep in mind, this is just all in the backyard of some house somewhere on the map. You can't own this house. I don't think you sell anything to the people in this house. It's just a house. Here's some construction going on. It's a, I think it's like a church or something. And on the rooftop, you've got this tarp that's being held down by bricks. Wait, maybe it's not a church. Most churches don't have dolphin statues. Or do they? Check out this dolphin watering can. Pretty cool, eh? Here's a drinking fountain in the town. I thought it was pretty cool because you've got a fountain for an adult, a child, and a dog or a baby. This dumpster says, "Pro containers for great justice." Whatever that means. These pallets are marked with FRM, FS, and SIM. Here's some posts on the sidewalk down by the beach. They've got this padlock down at the bottom of them, so I guess they can be lowered somehow, probably to let a vehicle through. So here's like a radio tower thing up on a hill, and you've got a few small objects near it. And again, this is one of those places where you don't really need to go, you know, it's got nothing to do with farming, but you can go up here and you can check out this, you got like a battery charger or a tester, you got an adjustable wrench, bucket, and a stool. This one's back at that spot that had the construction going on the rooftop. You've got some drain pipes on the side here, and they lead down to these barrels. And you've got a cloth on top, which I guess is to prevent any like debris from getting into the barrel. And you've also got a smaller bucket underneath, which I guess is what they actually use to transport the water to wherever they're taking it. Now this isn't really a small detail. In fact, it's quite noticeable from one of the fields that you can grow your crops on. But it's another one of those instances where they can tell a story just by placing the objects there. As you can see, this wall it's been hit by something. Could be a tractor, and they're repairing it. Oh, and they're using farming cement, of course. Here is a buoy or a buoy. depending on where you're from. Personally, I'm not a fan of either pronunciation. But anyway, this one has a bell inside of it, which I guess would ring when the waves knock it around, and that would serve as a navigational aid in the dark. These chairs have got pillows on them. Why do they have pillows? Well, maybe the developers just decided that the people that live in this house enjoy a bit of softness underneath them when they're sitting down and relaxing in their backyard. Also, here's a boat engine that says vroom. We've got a few different types of chips here in this chip stand. They're all called farm chips or some variation of farm or farming, but they're all based off of real world chips. We've got Fritos, Tostitos, I believe these are Sun chips, and I'm not sure what these other ones are. This construction site is actually the first time I noticed these small details in the game. It's just across from my field, and I decided to just walk over there and explore while the crops were growing, and I found all these tools and stuff in here. So after I saw that, I decided to start exploring the rest of the world. Well, after a hot day of walking along the beach, sometimes you need some cool tractor ice cream, which contains milk from extraordinarily happy cows, apparently. I like how they've got these pre-scooped ice creams sitting up top here. They must be pretty popular if people are getting them before they melt. And if you thought that was cool, then this is twice as cool. A cool air conditioner. Here at Perfect Wave Surfing, they accept a few different types of credit card. You got Savvy, which is supposed to be Visa, and you got FasterCard instead of MasterCard. And there's these other ones, I don't know what they're supposed to be. You got this flagpole here, it's got the ropes kind of tied around it like this. Pretty cool, I think. Nice little detail. And here we are, trespassing in somebody's yard. They have left their sunglasses and their hat out here. Perhaps we'll come back to steal that later. We can also take a look at their electrical meter for whatever reason. Here at the gas station, it looks like they're enjoying much better fuel prices than we are. Also, someone's cleaning their car with something called F-Clean. I can only assume that the F stands for farm. Here's a log with a piece of concrete inside of it, it looks like. Don't know what the heck it is. It's over at a horse ranch, so I don't know, maybe it's some sort of horse thing. Here's a solar panel on a house. Not very strange, but what I like is these wires that are wrapped around the frame. Here's a payphone. It's got some instructions on it. You got your prices, and you've got free access to stuff. That's good. This is one of my favourite ones because it's so subtle. You got a rainwater tank in this backyard, but just in front of it you got some water on the ground. Don't know how many people are going to notice that, but there it is. Here's another one where there's a story being told just through visual details. Somebody was changing a light bulb and they're not here anymore, so maybe they're on their lunch break. So we're going to bring the video to a close soon. But I do have a few more. They're kind of like Easter eggs, so I just thought I'd warn you now in case you don't want any spoilers of these hidden things. And then the last one also contains an old Simpsons spoiler. So I noticed these tyre marks as I was exploring, and I decided to follow them down off-road. And if you follow the path of disturbed grass, you come across this car accident. If you go up the hill near the starting location, you come across this arcade machine for a game called Jet Set Farming 2148. Looks like someone got pretty upset with it and decided to let out their frustration with a hammer. Here's a big sandcastle on the beach. Not exactly what you would call a small detail. Here's a big compass down on the coast, and there appears to be a bloodstain between the west and south points. I think this could be a reference to the Simpsons episode Who Shot Mr. Burns.
Stricken, I lurched forth in search of aid, but finding only slack-jawed gawkers, I gave up and collapsed on the sundial.
Then with your last ounce of strength, you pointed to W and S, or, from your point of view, M and S. Maggie Simpson.
What? No! With my last ounce of strength, I sucked out my cold fillings and swallowed them. Those paramedics have sticky fingers.
As you can see, he fell on the northeast side, so there wouldn't really be a bloodstain on the southwest, but I like to think that's what it's supposed to be. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, let me know. If you got any suggestions for other games that might be worth checking out, let me know as well. See you next time.